right? You guys helped with that too.
Mm-hmm. You did not. Ladies, did you really help with a sledgehammer? Hello and welcome to the Handy Women YouTube channel. I am your host, Geraldine Anello. I am the founder of the Handy Women community, which you can find at the link below. It's on Facebook. It's got over 55,000 awesome badass women. The mission of Handy Women is to empower women with tools. And to do that today, we're going to talk about a hand-built shower with Angella Thiel and her daughters, Evelyn and Josephine. Hi, ladies.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
So excited. I always love to see mothers and daughters working as a team. So let's look at that shower that you hand built and tell me what made you want to hand build a shower instead of just getting one already done.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's kind of where it started. Is we looked at some of the prefabbed options out there, and we needed to access some plumbing to get our old shower up and running. But as soon as the project started, I realized that really everything should be just replaced instead of updated. So we decided to gut. And once the walls were down, it was like a no-brainer to do something a little out of the box and make the room like my dream bathroom. I mean, who doesn't love big, huge showers where you're not touching and not crunched up in a tiny space? So we started looking for a bigger option, and there's just not anything on the market that can fit our space. We have a really unique space that we have a long bathroom. We actually absorbed a hallway to make our bathroom larger, but because of the depth of the bathroom, there was just nothing on the market that would have fit what we were doing. So I started looking into, ADA compliant bathrooms, and I thought, well, that can work for me. I have to make a few modifications, but it's gonna work, and I'm gonna do it. So here we are.
Yeah. So, okay, you mentioned that you had to destroy some walls and take them down. How did you go about doing that?
Yeah. With a hammer? Yeah. We honestly all grabbed hammers and just started going to town. There was nothing structural in it, and actually we knew that the house had been redone previously to make the hallway, so taking it out was actually really easy because it wasn't part of the original. Actually, get your head out the camera. It wasn't part of the original floor plan, and yeah, it was really easy. Sledgehammers were our best friend, and crowbars. Right? You guys helped with that too.
Mm-hmm. You did not. Ladies, did you really help with a sledgehammer? Tell me more. Evelyn, do you want to tell me about it?
So I was starting like on the edges and using the end of the hammer to like pull it up.
Yep.
And it worked pretty good.
It does work pretty good. We learned a lot about leverage.
Was that easy or was that hard, Evelyn?
It was hard and easy.
What made it hard?
Well, you have to like really smash it and like pull it up with your whole body.
Okay, and what made it easy?
Well, it broke the tile pretty good, and it was kind of easy to pull up.
Okay.
It helped that our tile was 100 years old.
Hey, that is called a job well done.
Thank you.
If you do something today and some people have to destroy it in 100 years, you did well.
That's true. That's true. It was kind of heartbreaking to see it go, but gotta have that big shower.
But it went. All right. So everything was destroyed. What came next?
Oh my gosh. What did we do next? Well, we had to do some electrical updates.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Once the joining wall from our bathroom is our kitchen, and our kitchen was obviously wired by a handyman. So we did do a little rearranging. All of the plumbing was super old and rusted. So we cut out a lot of plumbing. I mean, it was bare bones in here. So we removed everything. Rerouted some stuff. We ran into some old knob and tube wiring that we decided to get rid of since it was open. And then, yeah, once that was done, it was like a blank slate and we were ready to start putting stuff back in.
Let's look at the shower. Let's look at where it's at today, and then we'll
Sure.
What's
this wall right behind me, this half wall here, right on the other side is where our toilet is. We wanted to have a dividing space in there, and you can see that's the mixer on the wall. It was really important to me that if I was building a big shower that I wouldn't have to stand under the faucet to turn the water on, because nobody likes getting blasted with cold water.
I think it's a bigger issue for us women, because if you're a man and you have basically no hair, water comes on you, it makes no difference. But for us women, you get like 30 seconds of water and you now have to have a hair dryer, you have to put the products in, it now doesn't fall the way adjusted. It's an aesthetic problem. It's a problem. So what did you have to solve that?
So we built the half wall here so that you could turn on the water without having to get in the shower. And then on the adjacent wall there, we have our shower nook and where the shower head will be up there.
Got it.
Super tall because we're working with a really narrow space here. So, and since I'm not a huge fan of those, you know, waterfall, what are those, the rain? I don't like the pressure. I wanted to have a traditional shower head on there. So we put it up really high to make sure that the angle would drop right above where our drain is. We have a pitched floor, obviously, but I didn't want it hitting the opposite wall and then not being able to control where the water goes. So
are you not going to have some kind of glass or some kind of shower curtain? Or
there will be glass above the pony wall there, so that will help quite a bit too. But that was kind of the point. You know, we had an old clawfoot tub in here originally that had the shower curtain all around. And when you stood in it, if you weren't standing like this, you were getting attacked by shower curtains on all sides. And I can't deal.
That is a lot. Okay, so you built that wall that's right behind you, the divider.
Yep.
How did you go? I can see you, Josephine. Hello. How did you build that wall?
Well, we actually opened up the floor underneath there so that I could access the floor joists from below. And then I used some deck framing and then 2x6s to tie into the floor joist to make sure that it was super, super sturdy. I've heard that that's like the biggest issue in showers is when you don't build things really sturdy and they wobble, and then you get fissures in your grout lines and your waterproofing in that. So we really wanted to make sure that it was secure and not going anywhere. So we did that. We built it into the floor joist from below and then just framed it in when we did the walls, or I should say finish it off when we did the walls. We just tied it in with our cement board. Oh, and actually it is tied into the wall here as well. So both sides are tied into either the load bearing wall on the side or the floor joists below.
How did you go about having access below and on the side? How did you have to, you know, how did you break the existing wall safely?
Oh, they were gone. The sidewall here was gone. This was all plaster and lath, and I thought it would be more of a headache to try to patch that and work around it than it would to just take it out. The floor joist was pretty easy, actually. Just in that section, I cut it out. And when I built the shower pan that's right next to it, I had to recess that into the floor joist below to accommodate the pitch. So I had to open up a big, I don't know, probably 16 square foot section of the floor anyways to put in my recessed shower pan. So I just did that at the same time.
Okay, and you mentioned the cement board. Is that something you buy directly built?
No, the cement board are those, you know, you can get either, put the slime away, please. They're either the I bought 3x5 pieces of cement board because I hung it myself a lot of the time and it is heavy. So that's just a typical project or typical product that you can buy at Home Depot or that kind of thing.
I'm just wondering where that wall that's behind you, where the water comes from, how was it built? Was it pre-built? Did you build it yourself? And how do you go about doing it? Like, I don't know how one builds a normal wall. We've done projects in the channel about dry walls and things like that, but like an actual cement wall? What?
Yeah, it's a fibrous board that has mesh backing on the front and the back of it, and you have to screw it in using special anchors and that, but you can put it right onto your framing, and so that's what this is. Right now there's waterproofing over this because we're ready for tile, but you can see on this other wall behind me here where it's got the color of the cement, and it's the nice thing about cement board is, as opposed to like a green board or drywall or something that you would use in other wet locations, is that this material, even when it comes in contact with water, not that it's going to because my waterproofing is flawless, but if it were to come in contact with water, it doesn't flex or bend or absorb any of that. It will totally dry out and not lose its structural integrity.
How are you waterproofing that wall behind you?
So the waterproofing is a paintable membrane that you use. I don't know if you've heard of Red Guard. That's probably the most popular one that people use, and it makes your bathroom like a bright red color. And it's an alternative to using, the traditional system where you would hang the plastic or vinyl sheeting behind your drywall. This goes on top of the wall so that you don't have to worry about your substrate being penetrated by water. And you just paint it on. It comes in a big 5-gallon bucket. I say that like it was easy. You have to look for every little pinpoint hole in the cement board and make sure that it's filled so you don't have leaks.
It's not as easy as a paint job.
No, not quite. And then it's heavy, and it's sort of, I did drop some on my tile at one point, and it's sort of like a rubbery material once it's dried, but obviously it's on the wall, so it doesn't flex or anything. But yeah, it's really cool, and it made it, I don't know, easier, I think, than the old systems that involve that sheeting, and that just kind of made me nervous. This being a topical thing that I can see and feel and know it's on there, it's good peace of mind.
That's so interesting. Yeah, and it will last a long time, I assume.
That's the plan.
Right.
It should. I tend to overbuild rather than underbuild because I like things to last.
Oh, wow. So you built that wall, and then I saw earlier the floor. Can you show me the floor?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have,
ta-da! Look at this floor. I love this floor. Talk to me about this floor.
Oh, okay. So the floors that we have are a penny tile. Let me see if I can get you a little closer.
I love a penny tile. I love tiles. I love tiles. I love all tiles.
So we went with the penny tile because I was very nervous. I've never tiled around a drain before, and I was super nervous about the pitch. And I've seen when you use a larger format tile that people like do these relief cuts in them and have to angle them. I've done kitchens before, I've done flat floors before, but the angles, the penny tiles can accommodate those. And honestly, I maybe made like 5 cuts the whole time, in like weird angles where the walls weren't plumb. But other than that, it eliminated the need for using a tile saw. So I could do this completely by myself. I didn't have to have a runner person, like, go measure this, go cut that. The mortar's wet. So it was just a kind of an easy solution for doing this as one woman with 2 very novice helpers.
So how does it come about, the penny tile? Does it come in a sheet of a certain length and you can just put it up at once? Oh, look at that demonstration. Yay.
Yep. This is what it looks like. So normally it's not cut like this, but my walls aren't straight. So this was my solution for accommodating some of the less than plumb and perfect corners. I just separated this so that I could ever so slightly widen the grout lines between the tiles and the imperfect areas to make it look like they're straight lines, as opposed to having one row be like half tiles. I cut it like this, so when I lay it, that I can spread it out and make sure that it's nice and even looking.
It's gonna look good.
What's that?
It's gonna look good if you spread it out.
Yeah, well, it's not a lot. It's just a tiny bit wider in between a couple of them, as opposed to making one row like way off. I'm compensating for my uneven walls by having just a tiny bit of extra space in there.
Now show me that sheet again. What do you do with it? So it's time to lay it down. What happens?
So that's the tricky part about penny tiles, is because you have all of these teeny tiny little spaces in here, it's kind of a pain in the butt to lay. All the other tiles that I've done have been square format. So once it's in the thin set, you can just take your spacer and you run it along there and it gets all of the thin set out of there. Penny tiles are hard. I don't know that I'll do another project with them, honestly. I probably had 3 different trowels here to try to get that thickness of the thin set right. Because if it's too high, then you get the grout squeezing up and you're sitting there for hours after you lay them, going around each and every tile to try to get them cleared out. And if there's not enough, they'll pop up. On the floors, you have to have 95% coverage or else your tiles risk for us. Just went across the floors in whatever space I felt like I could manage at once and pressed them in. And then I used actually a grout float to kind of push them in and make sure that they were all set in there. And once you get going, it's pretty quick, but it's sort of the trial and error, figuring out what works. Start under the tub so that nobody sees it. That's my pro tip.
That's a really good pro tip. So how long, let's take time. Like how long did it take to do that wall on the side? And how long did it take to do the tiles?
Gosh, the wall. Well, I did the wall in a day. I remember when my boyfriend came home from work and he was like, how's the bathroom going? And I was like, look. And he was like, geez, babe, you built a wall. That's what I did. It took a day, and it took the whole day. That was pretty hard. Like I said, I overbuild things though, because I didn't want it to ever wobble. So that was a day. Recessing the floor joist, that was probably 2 days for my shower pan. That was definitely the hardest part. And my basement is kind of a disaster. Luckily, the ceilings are exposed down there, which made things a little bit easier. But that took 2 days to get done. That was very hard. And you have to be so precise because your shower pan has to be pitched just right. And if it's not, I mean, you undo it and redo it until it's right. So all of that, I mean, when it was all said and done, it probably took me about a week. And the tile, once I got going, I would say if I had to put my time into like a punch in, punch out kind of thing to get paid, it probably took me about 8 hours to do. But I did have my girls helping me. Josie was here handing me the sheets. The thing about penny tile is you can't really plan it out, because once you pick them up and put them someplace else and try putting them back, it's like, what goes where? It's the world's worst jigsaw puzzle, as opposed to square tiles where you can see very clearly where they go. But yeah, it probably took about 8 hours to do it. And obviously there's little spaces here and there that I have to finish filling in, but that was quicker than the walls for sure.
Let's talk about the drain. Since you said you had to remove the tub and now it's all on the ground, what did you have to do any kind of work regarding the drain, or you kept the one where the two, I don't know.
Yeah, there was no drain there. There originally was a tub in this bathroom, like up against the wall, and that was some of the plumbing I was talking about that was routed through the kitchen. Our tub plumbing went through the kitchen cabinets where the sink is and tied into all the plumbing under the kitchen. So the only way that we could have fixed that would have been to tear out the kitchen walls. That's kind of what started this whole thing. So no, we did not use any of the existing drains here. There's 2 new drains, one for what will be a new soaking tub that will go in the corner, kind of the opposite way of what you guys can see right now. And then the shower drain. So for that part, it's I just used a PVC one because it's easier to work with, in my opinion, and I didn't have to go crazy with plumbing tools for anything else. So yeah, that's just a PVC drain. I can actually show you where that is. It's the only part of the tile I haven't finished yet, because I'm waiting for my grate to come in so I can screw that in there and work the tile around it. So that's new. The plumbing for the tub is new. And then I also have one of those tub fillers to go into the tub instead of wall mounted things. So we're running plumbing for that as well. Everything is brand new.
And then the last piece is going to be that shower head, I assume.
Yeah. Yep. Brand new.
How does that go? Oh, is it up now?
The shower head isn't in yet, but you can see the hole way up there where the shower head will be.
Put it in. You
Yep.
just connect it as easily. It just goes in.
Right. It's ready to be screwed on. I just have to tile first, obviously, but everything is ready to go now. We are plumbed and just waiting for my tile guy to finish up. It's me. I'm the tile guy. I'm just not done.
And then you said shower, I forget, shower curtain, no shower curtain?
No shower curtain. This is going to be a glass panel up here, just probably framed with brass or black trim around it. And then I made sure that the wall perpendicular to our pony wall, so this wall here, I made sure to put framing behind there to accommodate the glass clips that will hold the glass in place on that wall. And obviously there's framing on the pony wall there itself. So it should be relatively simple as soon as I get that, but we got to get the tile in first.
That's awesome. And you mentioned your daughters did some sanding in this bathroom. What was the sanding for?
So much. Well, we have some, let me show you over here. This is today's project, actually. So in this bathroom originally, this was like a linen closet, and there's I'm gonna set you down over here. There was a linen closet there and a laundry chute, and laundry chutes are awesome in the bathroom. So that was the one thing, well, besides the exposed chimney, which we haven't even talked about. I have an exposed chimney in my bathroom. But I really wanted to keep the laundry chute. So they're working on repairing some plaster in there for me. And if I play it off like they're doing arts and crafts, then I can get them to tackle that. But my youngest daughter, Josephine, also did the taping and mudding for the drywall on the dry side of the bathroom. So over here, you can see this wall right here. This is where the original room was cut off. So the original room stopped here, but over here, we absorbed a closet and a hallway so that we can put the sink in here. So this right here is the plumbing for our sink, and my daughters did the drywall and mudding on the dry side of the bathroom here.
That is incredible.
So helpful.
Yes, and they learn really young. That's the best part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing scary. You just learn it like you learn everything else.
No.
If you're watching this, tell me, did you learn when you were a little girl? Do you have girls? Are you teaching them now? Are they being shown by someone? It really makes a difference. Well, you did a fantastic job, and I can't wait to have the photos when it's done, but it's a big project. Congratulations on it.
Thank you. It's going well. It's really fun being at this stage when you start putting stuff back in the room, as opposed to constantly hauling out garbage. It's also really a scary part because you can't fix the mistakes as easily, but we're moving along pretty quickly now.
Yeah, that's great. If you're watching this, write in the comments, did you redo your bathroom? Did you redo your shower? How did you get it done? Let us know, and make sure to like and subscribe for more. Thanks so much. Bye, Angela.
Bye. Thank you.